me know if you can see me and hear me. I think I'm live. Awesome. Today is part 6 of our chakra system. All right. And today we're going to do our third eye. Now, do you guys know where that is? It is right here. Not between your eyeballs. Well, it's just up a little tiny bit right there. Okay. And the color of it is indigo or deep blue. Okay. If you guys want any of these replays, if you want this whole series, let me know. Put hashtag series in the comments and I can send them all to you. Have you guys figured out, what symptoms that you have, what chakras that is going on? What one's blocked? Do you guys know? Let me know in the comments. Which one do you think is blocked? Okay. And if you guys want a chakra balancing, put hashtag chakra in the comments, and I will get to you. Don't worry, I will. Yeah, so today's all about the third eye chakra right here. Okay. And that doesn't mean you're a psychic or, you got a third eye popping out of your head or anything like that. But the third eye chakra, everybody has intuition, right? Everybody has that inner knowledge, that inner wisdom. Okay. Yeah. Hold on, I'm just trying to find my notes here. Yeah. So, you know how sometimes you're just driving to a place and there's like 2 or 3 different ways to get there, and you always go the same route every time, right? And then just before you keep going to this one street or one road that you go to, something tells you to turn off another route. So it's like, okay, you go and you turn off onto that other route. And it doesn't take any longer. It's just kind of twisty, turny, hilly. But for some reason, something just told you to do it. Something just told you to take that new route. And then you come to find out that just before that time, there was an accident or something happened on your usual route. Okay? I was at a home care client one time it was probably in the fall. And my time was up. I was only supposed to be there for a certain amount of time. And she goes, "Oh, come and see this. I want to show you what I made." So she was making her crafts and things. So I was there and I said, "Oh, okay." Even though I was late, my time was up, I went and something told me to stay and to talk to her. And I thought it was her. I thought maybe, something was going on. My intuition was telling me, yeah, you better stay. So I stayed and I chatted with her for about 10 minutes. And then she goes, "Oh, okay, that's all I wanted to hear. See?" I was like, "Oh, okay." So we left. And at that time, I was driving to the intersection on the Wentworth Road there. And there was an accident there. And what that accident was there was a high-speed chase on the highway. And they turned off into Windsor. I don't know if any of you guys remember this or not, but they were trying to run away from the police, and they come down the hill and they hit another car. And that had just happened maybe about almost 10 minutes before I got there. Now, if I wasn't listening to my intuition, and if I had told that lady, "No, I gotta go," that car would have been me, right? They would have hit me, and God knows what would have happened, right? I could have died. I could have been seriously hurt. Who knows, right? But just because I listened to my intuition, I was safe. And luckily, nobody was hurt in that accident. But yeah, so have you guys ever had anything like that happen? Hmm? Let me know in the comments if you have. Tell me what happened. Okay. So you have that, your intuition, when your third eye is open, um, and it's not blocked, your intuition is on point. I had a client one time, she goes, I didn't know I even had intuition. She said, I was mowing the lawn and, um, a lighter popped into my head. And she's like, a lighter? What the heck is that doing popping into my head while I'm mowing the lawn? So anyway, she was mowing the lawn and then she turned around and mowed back. And just as she was mowing back, she saw a lighter just right where she mowed. Right? And she goes, if I had hit that, it could have, done whatever. Right. So she said, because I heard or saw lighter, she was on the lookout for it. Right. Yeah. So listen to your intuition. So if your third eye chakra is open, um, you know, it doesn't steer you wrong. It really don't. You have that mental clarity, that insight, right? You're able to see the bigger picture. Sometimes when you are in a situation or you have a problem or even a sickness or an illness, you just think of yourself, not even just yourself. You just think not in the box. You don't think outside the box, right? You don't see that bigger picture. A lot of women are business owners and we just think of, okay, we need more clients and we need more money, and they're just thinking of all of this stuff, right? Where I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. And then they get tired, they get overwhelmed, and they're ready to give up. Okay. But what they don't see is the bigger picture. They don't see all the people that they can help. They don't see, their future. They don't see their, how they have more time for themselves, for their families, right? Your imagination. For those of you who are very creative, having that third eye open, your creativity is just going to explode, right? And if you have that imagination, how kids have a huge and amazing, you wonder where in the heck they got that from, intuition. Yeah, it'll be the exact same way. Okay? You have that spiritual awareness. So you are at the higher states of consciousness, which means your intuition is on point. You're going to hear things. You're going to be more aware of your energy, of what's going on around you, what's going on inside of you. Okay? You're going to be looking for signs. Okay? Even your perception. Some people see the truth in reality. You have somebody talking to you and they're lying, and damn well they're lying, right? Because you're like, oh yeah, that's not true. Right? Yeah, those spammers that are always calling you, yeah, they're not true, right? So some of the signs that your third eye is locked. Okay, so is this making sense to you guys? Is your third eye open or is it closed? Let me know in the comments. Okay. So some of the physical symptoms of your third eye being blocked are headaches and migraines, of course. Your eye problems. So if you have strain, blurred vision, okay, sinus problems all the way up through here, your sinus, and down here, okay. If you always have infections or even congestion, nasal congestion, sleep issues, you have insomnia, nightmares, vivid dreams. So some dreams that I had, I knew my third eye chakra was blocked one time. And of course, guys, I do home care. So I do a lot of personal care and meal prep and things like that. And one day, all of my clients were men. Not that it matters. Like, I don't care if you're a man or a woman or what, but this one day, all my clients were men. I have no idea why. It was just how my schedule went. And that night, I had a dream that I was running through the woods and that I had these people chasing me. And and I couldn't see who they were. I just knew that they were chasing me. So here I am running and running and running. And then all of a sudden I got so tired I had to stop. And I turned around and looked, and here it was naked old men chasing me. So I knew my third eye chakra was blocked that day. So sometimes you just have these weird dreams, right? But it was so real. It was so real. You have these hormonal imbalances too, right? Your endocrine system, your pituitary gland. If you have a lot of menopausal symptoms, I was talking to a lady there that helps people with menopause, and she didn't really say anything about this stuff. But you know what? It makes sense. So if your thyroid is here, but your pituitary gland is connected, right? And so if that's imbalanced or if that's blocked, there's your things are going to go happen in here, right? Your hormones are just going to go out of whack. So it's important to make sure that that's opened. You have difficulty trusting people or your inner guidance, poor concentration. You can't focus on anything. If you have like a test, or you're trying to learn something new, or you have, an exam or something like that you need to concentrate on because it's that time of year, right? So it's hard to focus. You have that mental fog, that confusion, right? That lack of clarity. Sometimes you get overthinking, right? And this is where anxiety kicks in, right? When you're overthinking, you can't quiet your mind. Okay. You have all these thoughts swirling around in there. A lot of my clients have that, right? And when I'm talking to people, I can see them, right? I can see your thoughts flying around. Even the kind of people are disconnected from reality. They experience delusions, right? So you're in your own little world type thing. Right? So be careful about that. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. All right, let's see what it does to have so headaches and migraines, eye problems, sinuses, hormonal imbalances, dizziness, right, and vertigo, lightheadedness, trouble with overactive mind, lack of imagination. So some of the long-term effects of having a blocked third eye chakra, okay? You have chronic headaches and migraines for no reason. There's no reason at all to have these, but they're constant, right? Vision problems, okay? Eye strain. You could have to wear glasses, right? And it's usually not because of age or it's quick, right? It's not something gradual, okay? Sometimes you have the chronic fatigue, weight fluctuations, okay, for no reason. All this stuff is no reason. So if you're thinking back, it's okay, I got all these symptoms and it's like, okay, well, I kind of gained weight because I haven't been active and I've just been eating what the hell ever I wanted. And I'm eating too many sweets and too much fatty stuff and not eating properly. Well, that's probably one reason why. But if you're watching what you eat, you're eating healthy, you're drinking your water, you're exercising, you're being active. I mean, exercising doesn't mean you have to go down and work out, right? You have to just go for a walk or, go out in the garden, okay? but your weight doesn't go down or it gets more, there's something wrong there. Okay. Um, so yeah, so just be aware. Okay. Just be aware of what's going on. Um, Sometimes we have chronic infections. Some people have, I have a friend that has chronic um, sinus infections. And it was so bad that she had to go and get them operated on. Right. Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. She was so much pain. Right. Um, and that even helps with it's all about your breathing and your overall respiratory health. Right. So if you can't smell or, you can't breathe, it's hard. Right. And it even um, affects your sleep. Right. And then your immune system is weakened. If you can't sleep and can't breathe, you get cranky, right? um, so long-term effects are just trusting yourself, being lost. Okay, I've been that way. We've been that way. Everybody does, but usually we find ourselves, right? But if you're always lost and you're just too far out, give me a call, okay? And I can help you reel you back in. So the mental fog, it's constant. It affects not only your personal life but also your professional life too, right? Your memory problems, you get cognitive decline, okay, over time. So if you have signs of Alzheimer's or dementia, okay, persistent anxiety and overthinking, right? And it just comes out of the blue. There's no trigger, okay? Usually anxiety, there's a trigger. But if there's no trigger or, if something small happens and then your anxiety goes full blown, yeah, there's something wrong there, okay? You're just mentally exhausted. Like, I've been there. I've done that, right? You get these creative blocks, right? You know how people have writer's block or painters, they have that block, right? Yeah, so that's a sign that your third eye chakra is not working properly. Okay, you could be very closed-minded. You're not self-aware. You're not looking after your own personal growth. Okay, everybody should be growing. Okay, it's just like being in school, right? You're always learning new things. You're always doing new things. You're always exploring, right? So that's what life is all about. Okay, we have chronic stress and burnout. Been there. It's not fun. Sorry, guys. I've been talking too much. Yeah, burnout is not fun. I was burned out to the point where I was in bed for about a month. Couldn't get out. I had no energy whatsoever. Couldn't think, couldn't move. Yeah, it wasn't fun. It was to the point where I had to quit my job. Right. And I had adrenal fatigue, and the doctors told me that there was nothing they could do. There was no diagnosis. So I took things into my own hands. Right. So your quality of life is reduced, right? I mean, you don't feel like doing anything. You have no energy. You have difficulties with your relationships, right? Your personal growth, it not only hinders your spiritual growth, but just your lack of insight and your self-awareness, right? So if you're sick all the time or you're going through the same things over and over and over again, and you just don't know why, that's a lack of personal growth, right? Yeah. So let's do a balanced third eye. Now that we know what it's all about to have it blocked, it's totally the opposite. You have clear vision. My son one time He is a auto body mechanic, and he was working one day and he got a piece of metal in his eye, and he had to go to the hospital and get it taken out. And of course, when they do anything with your eye, they always do an eye chart test, right? So anybody who do any of those before? Yeah. So anyway, the doctor told him to read the smallest print that he could see. So he read the copyright. And the doctor goes, I've never had that done before. No one's ever said that before. And Cody, my son, goes, well, you told me to read the smallest print. The doctor goes, okay, there's nothing wrong with your eyesight. So, yeah. So you have clear vision. That you have, even if you do wear glasses, right? You don't have headaches or migraines. I never get them. Sinuses, your sinuses are open. You don't have any congestion in there, no infections. You sleep like a baby, right? You feel so rested and alert. Your memory is right on target, right? When I was working into a restaurant, I could tell everybody where everything was. They would say, Ange, where's a can of this? And I tell them right exactly where it was. Instead of them going looking for it. I can go to a house or a place, and I only have to be there once, and I know exactly how to get there the next time. Yeah. So, so your memory is good. I can go to people's houses and cook for them and look for things when the first time I'm ever there. And then when I go back there again, I know exactly what they like and where everything is, right? Just after one visit. Your hormones are stable. So your energy levels are good. They're stable. Okay. They're not up and down. And your balance, if you're not, having dizziness and things like that, you're scared. You can't walk. You can't jog. You can't do anything, right? So that is gone. There's no dizziness, no nothing. Having a strong intuition, even having that mental clarity, that brain fog is gone. You can be able to think for yourself. You'll be able to remember things. You can say, okay, I am going to read this book and I'm going to remember it. Or I'm going to learn a new task or learn a new subject. And you can remember things a lot faster. You can recall these things. You're really calm and cool. You're not anxious or overthinking. I hardly ever get anxious. I very rarely overthink. I'm just calm, cool. People can come in and say anything to me, and it doesn't bother me any, right? Because before I would internalize it, and then I'd be wondering, okay, and overthinking, like, why didn't they say that? Why don't they like me? Why is this? What did I do? Aren't I pretty enough? Aren't I, skinny enough? Am I not making enough money? Am I, and all this stuff would go on, right? But now I really don't care what people think or say about me. So, yeah. And when you get to that level, it's a whole level of freedom when you get to that level. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you guys want to help get into that level, let me know. Okay, so we have our behavioral problems. We're self-aware. We have understanding about ourselves. We know who we are and what we are and where we want to go in life. We have our boundaries. Okay, boundaries is huge, huge. A lot of people don't have boundaries at all. I just got off of a call because I'm pivoting, so I'm switching things over here a little bit here in the next couple of weeks. So I was in a meeting, and one of the people on there was saying, well, these people, they just keep changing and and I'm chasing after them, and they're just doing this and doing that, and it's like he says I'm wasting so much time, trying to talk to these people. And with me, it's two strikes and you're out, right? Right? If you dismiss our call after 2 times, I charge you, right? Because that's my time. And somebody else could be out there needing help more than you. Okay. So, and how would you like it if, we go to the doctor's office and you have a specific time and you're sitting there waiting for over an hour? It's not fun, is it? No. So, yeah, so you got to be respectful. So have those boundaries. Have good listening skills. And that's a two-way conversation too, right? Don't always just think, okay, what am I going to say to these people? How am I going to respond? Actually listen to what they're saying. Okay. You'd be surprised at what comes out. Okay? Yeah. Your relationships are so much better. You have that clear communication and understanding. You have greater empathy for people. Okay. You know how you just kind of meet someone and there's just that connection. You feel like you've just known them forever. Right? Yeah. So it's kind of cool that way. I had a client, a home care client, and I kind of freaked her out a little bit. I went in and I'm like, oh, how are you doing today? And she goes, oh, I'm good. And I was like, no, you're not. She goes, what do you mean? I feel good. I'm like, no, you've got a headache and this, you got this going on and you feel sick to your stomach. And she's like, how do you know? But, ever since that, we've just totally connected. She's opened up to me. She's talking to me about things that she's never, ever told anybody else. Right. So, yeah. So you find that sisterhood, right? Where you just kind of connect. So, which is kind of cool. Yeah. And you also have that spiritual connection, right? So everybody, I know Kimberly on here, about a year or so ago. I don't know how long did you start your business, Kimberly? Let us know in the comments. I bought some things from her and she's like, I don't know if we should do this or I was like, what is it that you want to do? She goes, this is my dream. And I said, well, then go do it. If that's your dream, go do it. And she's has grown by leaps and bounds. She does have her own store. She does do shows now, vendor shows, mind, body, and spirit shows. And, she's just growing and growing and growing. And I keep telling her, I'll pop her a message every once in a while. It's like, I'm so proud of you. Right? But just knowing that she had somebody have her back, like she just needed somebody that didn't really know her, that didn't, wasn't going to say anything to her that, that she could believe, right? She just wanted someone to be able to say, yeah, okay, if you believe I can do this, then I can do this, right? And we all need that sometimes, right? We need that sisterhood. So there's some things that we can do to open up our third eye chakra. Okay. A lot of us do, you can come to me and I can do a chakra balancing for you. Okay. And it takes about 15 minutes to half an hour. Okay. So if you want one, put hashtag chakra in the comments. Okay. I've got lots of time here in the next couple of weeks. So, but you can meditate. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. Okay, you can even just do your whole chakra system or just concentrate on your third eye. Or you can even visualize the blue light in your third eye, right? You can just do yoga poses, right? So people do the child's pose, the downward facing dog. You can use crystals. Okay. What's my crystal? Okay. One of my favorites is the amethyst. Okay. You can just keep it with you. If you have a necklace or anything, you can wear it. Or, if you're just laying down and you're just trying to relax, just put it on your chakra. Okay. Yeah. I had this funny story about this crystal. I was at a client one time and she had a beautiful cluster on her desk. And I said, "Oh, that's so cool." I said, can I hold it? Because I don't touch anyone's crystals because I'm not allowed. Actually, physically cannot touch anyone else's crystals unless I have permission. Um, so she had this beautiful cluster on her desk, and she goes, "Yeah, here, hold it." So she gives it to me, and I go, put the whole cluster right on my forehead. So anyway, yeah, it was kind of funny, but yeah. So if you have an amethyst or a lapis lazuli, a sodalite, or a clear crystal, you can even buy chakra crystal kits. Okay, um, and just lay down. You can just lay down when you're going to bed and just put one on each chakra. Okay, and you can tell what they are by the color. Okay, um, there is essential oils that you can use. There is the frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, rosemary. Okay, they're always good. You can dilute those and apply them right to your forehead. Okay. Some you can do intuition activities. I like to use my cards. Oh, upside down. My tarot, my oracle cards. So I do that quite a bit. Pendulums. I love using my pendulum when I'm doing my chakra balancing, and I even get to show you how they work. Okay, which is kind of cool. My clients like that. They're like, "Well, which one's shut? Which one's open?" You can draw, or knit, or sew, or just be creative. Cook. So Son is an amazing cook. So that's her creativity, right? She loves to bake and cook, and um, you can read all about philosophy and spirituality and psychology. Just expand and understand that awareness. Okay, broaden those horizons. Okay, you don't have to be stuck. Yeah. You can use affirmations, like "I see and think clearly," but don't just say it. Okay, you have to feel it, you have to think it, you have to be it. Okay, so it's like, okay, I can see, I can think clearly, right? And then everything, and when you start saying it over and over and over again, you are going to be it, right? You have to visualize that. So positive visualizations, right? So you can achieve those goals, right? You can get those outcomes, right? When I was doing my bodybuilding competition, I visualized every day me walking on that stage and bringing home a medal, right? I didn't care what a medal was. I didn't care if it was a gold, silver, or bronze. Didn't care. But I kept visualizing myself on that stage bringing home a medal. And I did, right? So be that person, You can also change your diet. Eat more clean. How people say, "Oh, you got to eat clean." Well, just eat things that aren't processed, right? Like nuts, seeds, blueberries, dark chocolate is good for your third eye. Anything that has a lot of antioxidants in it. Stay hydrated, so drink your water. Get adequate sleep. And if you're not tired, go for a little walk. Right? Or even just put some of that meditation music on and just have it playing in the background. see, and detoxify. That is a good one because a lot of our environment is toxic, right? There's a lot of stressors out there. There's a lot of things going on in our lives, a lot of negativity, right? Even it could be through work, could be coworkers or boss, it could be clients, it could be, family members, it could be friends, it could be anything, right? Or even just people in the village or in your neighborhood, right? So kind of stay away from those. And if you can't, just kind of be cool. Just let them do their thing and just don't let them get to you. Okay. As hard as it is. Another thing is to diet. Eat clean. Okay. Keep away from the sugars. Sugar is not great for inflammation. Okay. So if you have a lot of infections or inflammation or cancer, don't eat sugar. Okay. Carbs. Okay. All refined carbs aren't all that great either. So watch your diet. Exercise, do some relaxation techniques, do some yoga, walking meditations. You don't have to just sit there and go try to calm your mind. Go for a walk. Okay. Even walking on the beach or in nature, it's so beneficial to help with that. So I hope this helped. I hope all these chakras letting you know what's going on, how to tell which ones are blocked and which ones aren't, how to kind of get them opened. Okay, if you have all these unexplained symptoms, check with your doctor first. If he goes, I don't know what's wrong, then there's something going on with your chakras. Okay. And if there is, give me a call. Okay. And then we can do a chakra balancing. And, I love doing them. I really do. I love doing them. So next week is our last one. And it's our crown chakra right up here. Okay. And so we'll learn all about that next week. So again, if you want any of these replays, if you want the whole series, or just one of the replays, just hashtag replay in the comments and I can get those to you. And if you need some help with your chakras, or, you have stuff going on in your life that you just don't know how to get rid of it, you have this fear or an issue or whatever, right? Yeah, I do magic. Sosan is, she's amazing. She is amazing. And Sosan's been with me for about almost a year now. I can't believe how fast time went. And when I first did her chakras, it was a lot there. But as I kept doing them, clearing them and helping her release things, and, the last time there wasn't hardly anything there. Yeah, it was just little things that, little stressors, little triggers that you had that we could get rid of pretty easy. But so it really works, right? Sosan tells me I have magic hands. She goes, okay, Angie, let's do the magic. So, so if you want to know more about that, I know after next week I'm going to switch things around here a little bit. So if you have a business, or if you know someone who has a business, or if you're thinking of having a business and you just don't know where in the world to start or how to go, so give me a call, and that's what we're going to be doing here after next week. So although if you still need help, with your chakras or some healing or anything like that, just let me know. Okay, give me a call, because I love what I do. I love helping people heal. I love helping people find their happiness, and, a lot of women most of my clients that I did work with, had businesses, they have businesses. And once they released all that trauma and all that stuff going on in their bodies, their businesses are flourishing, right? They're taking those steps. They're not holding themselves back anymore, right? So, so again, come back again next week. We're going to do our crown chakra. And so if you need any help, give me a call. Okay, just put hashtag call in the comments. So I'll see you guys all next week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? So have a great night, and I'll see you next week.